Star with Ariana Star. This is a different kind of a video that I'm going to presenting to you. This is all about my deck collection, whether it is tarot or oracle cards. Even Lenormand is going to finish this video. I don't know where to start. I'm quite nervous because this is something which I haven't done, or this is a first for me. You see, my collection isn't as massive as it could be of other readers on YouTube or even private collectors, but then these are all the decks, and these are decks which are very dear to me. In fact, each deck is special. I also have another box here. These are some of the other decks that I have in this collection. Maybe you should stick around to have a look at them as well. As you see, I'm holding the camera, so I don't know how this recording is going to be. As you know, my mom always tells me to declutter. She tells that you don't need these boxes, so keep them away or give them away or recycle them. I do have drawstring bags. As you see, all my decks are kept in individual bags. It is easier to locate them as well. There are around 17-18 decks in all that I have. I'll run through each deck for your benefit. My first tarot was the 1986 Mythic tarot. It was gifted to me. As you see, this deck has been used a great deal. I think my energies are going to be with this deck throughout my life. As you see that I have already done away with the box because it became worn out. This deck comes with a black silk cloth. So this is a black silk cloth, and I think the readings are going to be there. I think it's illustrated. The Celtic spread is there. So if you want to use this cloth, you could use it. But then recently I've come to know that Mythic Tarot, the 1986 version, has been done away with and it's been mass produced. And this cloth is no longer there in their boxes. I think the camera will pick up that these are the illustrations where you can place the cards while doing the Celtic spread. This deck, you may be aware that it has been done by Liz Green and Juliet Sharman Burke. It came along with an accompanying guidebook. This is the guidebook. In fact, it's covered, so you won't be able to see. It's a purple color guidebook, meaning the cover design is there. I'm not too sure what is it in it, but yeah, this is the guidebook that I have used as well. It's all based on Greek mythology. It does follow the Rider-Waite system. In the initial pages also, I think you can get a brief outline over the origin of tarot. In one of these pages, there's also the discussion about the word myth, whether these stories that the reader reads is true or untrue. The major arcanas have been dealt with. The Sun card has opened up. Then there's the Suit of Cups, the Suit of Wands. You can go through this book. I think tarot card readers, you should do your own research. Possibly, sometimes the tarot will give you personal answers which the book may not convey. For some of us, it could also be a very difficult book to understand if you're unfamiliar with Greek mythology. But then again, if you want to learn something new, then this is the deck to go to. As you see, I don't allow others to touch my decks. It's a very personal connection that I have with my decks. So this is one of my absolute favorite decks. Possibly, Justice is telling that karma is at play. You're quite worn out. But yeah, it's still there, which I'm still using it. Viewers, you'll definitely be aware or familiar with this deck, which is a Thelema tarot deck, which I've used extensively on my videos. This is a low Scarabeo production. It opens from the top. The Empress card has been drawn out. The visualization is quite rule-worthy. Each and every card is mesmerizing in itself. The Fool starts with its journey and it continues right through the 78 card collection. Maybe some people could regard it as a feminine deck, but then I don't have issues with it. It does come with a guidebook, which is the Thelema guidebook. There are some additional cards here as well. Tools for a spiritual journey, it says. This is the Empress card again, but then it's written over here, it's by Renata Lechner. I think it's a very camera friendly deck as well. This is the only deck which has a box which opens from the top, as in my collection at least. I must add here that before purchasing this deck, I did go through several YouTube videos. I wanted to have an understanding whether the deck was up to the mark. There's a lot of symbolism in this deck. It's basically about medieval art. Other than that, I also like this. I think there are no borders in this deck, so many readers are affected by borders, but I don't have any issues as such. I think for any discerning tarot card reader, I think the deck should speak to you. It should touch a chord in your heart. Like I said, I would highly recommend this deck to each one of you. Surely I will add to my tarot collection, but then that is for another day. My first few oracle decks were all Doreen Virtue. She was quite a rage then. Her decks are still popular, though she has distanced herself from these new age oracle decks that she created. Each deck has 44 cards. The artwork is brilliant in some, though I would not say the same for the card stock in many of her decks. Like Archangel Raphael healing cards are quite thin in comparison to the Angel Therapy deck, or even Archangel Michael, that is. Each deck also comes with a guidebook. These are the guidebooks, as you see. There are 7 decks, so there are 7 guidebooks here. I will run through them as quickly as I can. This is the Archangel Michael deck. If you want an answer from Archangel Michael, you can ask him to intervene. You can just pick a card, shuffle the deck and find an answer. Possibly the message here is focus upon divine and perfect health. So whenever you stumble upon this video, you need to focus on your health or the health of a loved one. That's the prayer Archangel Michael is giving you at this time. Each book also has a table of contents. Like this Romance Angel deck, it has a table of contents, so you can go through it. I hope the light isn't too much or it's too bright. Yeah, this is a table of contents, so if you want to get to a particular card you want to read, you can. Obviously you are free to have your own interpretation as well, but then you can go through the guidebook. Something that is quite interesting and unique to this deck is a prayer. Like it says here, dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all of your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others. Help me embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. Innocence is the card, so the illustration is given as well as the meaning of the card. Possible specific meanings are also there if you want to just have a glance at it. Certainly the reader is also being asked to form their own impressions. The next deck here is the Angel Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue. Like I said, these are all Doreen Virtue. This is a very sturdy box. It's difficult to open. Like I said, I'm going to be quite clumsy. So this is the inside of the box. I haven't used them, so they are as good as new. But then here's the Angel Therapy deck. It's an absolute favorite with me. These are the cards there. There are messages about your chakras, about ascended masters. Then Power Animal is their workshop and seminar, so you can go through this deck and possibly even at the end of a reading you can just pick a card and you can understand what is the final message that the universe is conveying to you. Let's just do one reading for you. The message here is vacuum away fear. So in case there are some fear-based energies that are affecting your progress, then Archangel Michael has come up again in this reading. Even Archangel Raphael is there, so they are asking you to banish away these fears. Have a protective shield over you. Another very special deck here is Archangel Raphael healing cards. This is especially good for you if you're inquiring about the health of a loved one or your own health. You want direction from the angels, so you can have a look at this deck. Every deck that you get or every deck that is gifted to you is there in your collection for a purpose. You must understand that maybe you are not resonating with the readings today, but then you can pick them up again another day and they will resonate, or they will tell you the story or give you the direction that you so very well require. This is the deck you need for guidance with respect to health. There are headings like change positions, inner authority, unconditional joy, use your natural healing abilities, second opinion here. So maybe you need a second opinion with respect to a health matter, or maybe you should seek advice from a third doctor or a second doctor. Diet is important here. That's Archangel Raphael there for you. This is the next deck here, which is the Life Purpose Oracle cards. I think it is a deck which will give you accurate and trustworthy readings to explore your career and your spiritual path. This is the box right here. These are some of the cards or the images which are given at the back. It talks about flowers, light and love, options and writing. It's like career counseling or what you need with every aspect of your life purpose. Each card that flips out will give you the guidance that you require, and this is the guidebook. Another absolute master is the Romance Angel deck. It focuses on all things related to relationships. Definitely it provides valuable insights. You can pull one card, or maybe you can pull 3 cards. This is the guidebook. Again, this is also a 44 card deck. This is the packing, which is absolutely beautiful, and it's pink in color. Color of love. This is true love message for my viewers there. Maybe you're waiting for your true love. Heavens are going to send that person across to you, surely. This is a past life oracle deck, which Doreen Virtue has done with Brian Weiss. One of the best decks in my collection. It's easy to use. It's safe and gentle tool to understand your past life or the blockages that are affecting you in this birth or in this lifetime. The pictures are a real treat. We have Native American, we have transportation, Greco-Roman, Atlantis also features in this deck, karmic relationship, male, female, trust and faith, authority figures. Possibly, you could be dealing with authority figures in this lifetime, or maybe in your past you were subjugated, so that is why you seem to surrender to what others say. Angels is another card. I think you are divinely guided by angels. The Knighthood. It's an absolute gorgeous deck. It's one of those decks that I treasure. Pictures are like photographs, but then they are beautiful nonetheless. Maybe if you would read Brian Weiss' Many Lives, Many Masters, you will understand all about your past life. Past life therapy is very essential to heal your soul. This is a butterfly oracle deck right here. This is not something which I really wanted to purchase, but then a butterfly landed on my study table, and I realized at that very moment that butterflies were wanting to make an entry into my life. Not that I have anything against them, but they are ethereal beings. Maybe Doreen Virtue could have done a better version of this deck. It talks about metamorphosis or changes. Let's just flip one card for you. Be true to you, says the butterfly oracle deck. So viewers, I think you need to be sincere and authentic to your goals and ideals if you want to proceed in life. Be true to what you truly desire in life. This guidebook also has some additional messages here it says here, you can go through them and you can understand. Maybe you can pick up intuitively whatever you want to convey, or you can go through the guidebook. I think I've covered all of Doreen Virtue deck here. Moving away from the Doreen Virtue series, we have some other decks lined up here. These are by Victoria Mosley. This is an absolute treat for the eyes. It's absolutely delectable. We also have astrology reading cards here by Alison Lambert, and another deck we have here is the Gateway Oracle deck by Denise. Like you see, I'm quite picky and choosy when it comes to decks. They are going to be my lifelong companions, so I might as well do thorough research before I invest in them. Let's pick the Gateway Oracle deck first and foremost. I think this deck also contains 44 cards. Very sturdy box, like the other boxes that I have in my collection. Denise has given you an insight or a peek into what's behind that mystic portal, which you need to unravel and unlock. Ancient wisdom abounds in this deck. The imagery isn't very vivid, but then there's its light and it's breezy, it's calming, it's soft and simple. The artwork isn't very stunning or it's not very vivid. Nonetheless, I think it's very beautiful and pleasing as well as calming. I think if you want to wrap up a reading, then you can dive into these cards. The messages are all very positive and affirmative. The guidebook also provides a number of suggestions, so you want to do some other spreads, then you can dive into this and follow it, or you can do your own spreads. Besides, there are other headings which come with each card. It says questions you need to ask yourself, or what is it that the universe wants you to know, apart from a brief outline of the card in itself or the card meaning. Each card also has a title and a message. Believing in magic itself, true magic is abounding in my life. Maybe you can use them for a single message, or you can use them to manifest things into your life. Moving away from the Gateway Oracle deck, we have the Vintage Wisdom Oracle cards by Victoria Mosley. There's a beautiful guidebook. The cards in themselves are absolutely stunning and gorgeous. A bit bigger in size. This is the back of the card. And these are the fronts. It's rich in symbolism. It's a very feminine deck. Discernment is one card here. Truth. Choice. See the blackbird, which is the raven here. Shadow self, it says. So each card has a story woven into it, which is absolutely beautiful. Maybe you should also read the prelude to the book. The introduction to this book is in itself remarkable. You get a backstory. In essence, I think Victoria Mosley, she wanted to design a suitable business card for herself, but then she ended up making this deck with the help of some very special vintage postcards during a trip to France. As the box here, it says that it contains 52 lavishly illustrated cards infused with the beauty and inspiration of goodness, divas and etheric. It's rich in symbolic detail. These exquisite montages combine artfully blended images. The set also includes an 80-page guidebook. Each story is very beautiful. It's very classy as it gets. I must add here that there's a lot of thought given to each card. It allows you to go to the depths to understand what the creator wants to convey. Maybe some of you will find this book very advanced. but I like it nonetheless. Now this is the deck which you want to understand astrology. It's good for beginners as well as advanced astrology readers. As you see, this is vacant from inside because I've kept aside the book. This is the book by Alison, Lambert. The cards are also quite vivid and beautiful. There are the planet cards, the house cards, the zodiac sign cards. So you can use them separately or you can combine them to use them all by itself or as a one deck, that is. The message is also conveyed. If you read the book also, you will get some insight into the creation of this deck or how the pictures have been used. I have gone through it. I think you should also go through it in case you get a hang of this, in case you purchase this deck or in case it's gifted to you. The author definitely tries to throw in certain nuggets about the imagery that is there in each card. There are also notes on the origin of the card. In this guidebook, the author throws in nuggets about the imagery. There's a note on the origin of the deck as well, or origin of the cards as well, so you can go through it if you want to delve deeper and to understand the psyche of the writer or the deck creator. I have a Celtic Lenormand, which is a 45 card deck. These are the cards, they are pocket friendly. You can carry them wherever you want to take them. If you are familiar with Lenormand system, then it depicts the French era here. Napoleon's personal occultist has created this deck. McCracken's imagery is very beautiful in this deck. It's very realistic, Celtic, if I may add, like the deck's name in itself. There are some additional cards, though Lenormand typically has 36 cards. This deck has 45 cards, so you have the option of picking up whichever card you want to use. Like the birds, they have 3 cards in the birds, or 3 cards also 2. Like this is another bird card and this is another bird, and there's another bird card in it. You can use all if you want to use them, or you can set aside the extra cards. I prefer keeping aside the extra set of cards. Where is the bird card? There. Whenever you want to look for something, you are not going to find it. So the universe is throwing this bird card right here. Like I said, there are additional cards, so in case you want to pick the other bird card, then you can do away with this bird card and use these cards. Similarly, there's a tree card here. Oops. You can use cat, or if you want to use the dog, then you can use dog, boy, girl. Lenormand is very beautiful way to read cards, very accurate messages there again. This is an absolute beauty. The box is also very sturdy and well made. If you do want to familiarize yourself with other divination forms, then this is also which you should add to your collection. I'll keep this back in its pouch. There's the guidebook. Well, it's also quite handy. These are some spreads which have been given in this book. Last but not the least, I have this box here with a collection of decks. This is Lord Ganesha over here, and this is a magnetic box. Viewers, you may be familiar with this box, as when I do pick a card readings and it is there in the background. These are some of my Love Oracle decks. This is the Love Oracle deck that has been created by me. I think you'll be familiar with this deck because the intro of my videos has this These are some Mystic Moon decks that I have here. This is the signs from Spirit Love Oracle, which you can use individually or you can use them to find something about your love life. Then there are Twin Flame Oracle cards or Twin Flame Messages Volume 1 and Volume 2. She does give out drawstring bags, but mine were posted without them. I hope Mystic Moon is listening to that. That's a complaint here. This is a Twin Flame Message Volume 2. If I'm not wrong, I think these are all 54 card decks. This is a Twin Flame Journey Oracle, which has 54 cards. I think this deck has around 80 odd cards. Yeah, 80. I think this deck has 80 odd cards. There are messages from angel numbers to spirit or feathers, which talks about protection, roles. Hat here talks about roles that you're going to have in life. Okay, this is orange, which says enthusiasm, excitement, warmth. Something about colors, something about numbers, angel numbers. If you want to conclude a reading, then you can use them. Alright, I put them back in. Last but not the least, we have a Love Oracle deck, which has been created by yours truly. This is something which is very close to my heart. The messages all came organically. It was as if something called divine force which was propelling me to make this deck. There's jealousy and suspicion, there's hesitancy. In fact, each card has a message, and the imagery is such that it conveys a deeper meaning. Like you say, possessive, maybe you feel that you're very chained in this relationship, so much so that there are cobwebs here. Then this is a toxic relationship that you need to get away from. You need to snap out of it. Some of the cards are self-explanatory, like this Wedding Bells card. Basorexia, an overwhelming desire to kiss. This is a 54 card deck. There are also some messages here with untold blessings. Something about me. There's no instruction manual with this Love Oracle. It says here how to read the cards. You can go do a 1 card reading, or you can go for a past, present, future, or 3 card spread. You can do as you please. There's no hard and fast rules. I hope viewers you thoroughly enjoyed this deck collection as much as I enjoyed presenting it to you. Maybe I'll keep adding to this collection, so maybe there'll be follow-up videos as well. Give us your feedback. Your feedback is very valuable. You can also recommend certain decks which you believe that I need to add to my collection. Well, that's about it. Take care. Bye. Till the next time.